2, 1. All right.
Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. We'll do the roll call.
Rod Stone here.
Kelby Veenstra here.
And Jane Levitt here. Election of officers.
Yes, every year we have to do the election of officers, and
Okay.
since we haven't met since last year, we'll do the election of officers.
Is there any changes you'd like to? Okay.
I think we're good.
We're good. Okay, need a motion?
I'd make a motion that we keep the existing officers.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No,
Go
you're
ahead.
good. I just second that.
All in favor?
I
All right. New business, we're here for the resolution 2025-01, the approval of the lease agreement.
Yes. Pardon me. Good. So the park department has been working since last year on a proposed golf course clubhouse at the McCormick Creek Golf Course. They did it through the build, operate, transfer ordinance of 523, similar to what we did another park project. But so they've been through a selection process. They selected 8 builders out of that RFQ process. The staff and the committee and 8 builders has been building out that scope of that clubhouse. And so they are at a point now where they are ready to enter into an agreement, and part of the financing for this is a lease rental bond is how they're planning to pay for this. I will show you some photos. This is what the renderings of the clubhouse look like. This would be south of the existing parking lot for the golf course right now. And then this takes you around different views of it. This one probably gives you, so the pond, the sledding hill is over here to the left, and then the pond is right here. So that gives you context of where it's located. And I got the plans for it. It's got room in the basement for parking the golf carts, an area for a practice area that will be unfinished for now. And then on the main level, it has an area for approach out here on the west side, a dining area in the center portion, and then 4 simulator bays for revenue generating in the winter time. And we had Baker Tilly do an analysis for us, knowing that the cost would be construction costs around 4.6 to 4.8 million. The financing brings that up to like 5.2 to 5.7. And this is kind of their report. This is in your packet as well. There's some bond issuance costs associated with that, and then an amortization schedule, 20-year amortization. And then this was an analysis of what the payment schedule would be. And then they ran projections on what the revenue from the golf course would be. And this gives you, basically they've got enough revenue to pay for this, for the payment of this bond. And so feel confident that we will have that available. Redevelopment Commission met on Tuesday and looked at the same information, passed a similar resolution. And so we are asking you guys to pass a resolution regarding the preliminary lease agreement. So Brian, I don't know if we want to start there at that preliminary lease agreement. Similar to what we did for the fire station. Right. We kind of spell out the parameters. The redevelopment authority has the ability to lease. Yes. That too. So I don't know, Brian.
Yeah, the redevelopment authority just like we did before, with regard to the fire station, has the ability to lease property, and then the redevelopment commission would have the ability to enter into a lease as the lessee. So we're the lessor, they're the lessee, and that's how financing occurs. There are what, 2 payments per year, right, Mayor? And what secures that lease are in this case, it's proposed that it would be a roadway, Miriam Street, and also Wellfield Park. So those are the 2 things. They've both been appraised. The total of the value of those properties would be in excess of the anticipated cost of the project. So, and it's a 20-year lease. There is a right of the redevelopment commission to purchase the restaurant if they want to under certain term. Of course, it would be, we'd have to pay dollars to do that. So that's far from, you know, they have a long way to go before they have to make that election, but it is possible for them to do that. And if they don't do that, then the property would pass to the city. And that's kind of how this whole thing works. I think the mayor's talked about financing be from city revenues, and it's anticipated that that would be the source. But if there is a need for further funding, well, that would be available.
And Wellfield Park and Miriam Avenue are put up as collateral while the building's being built. Once the building is built, that
They
goes-
drop. Yeah, they drop off, and the new development is now the collateral. So it's just a temporary thing. And I think Mayor, the timetable, I didn't bring that with me, but it's anticipated that the project will be done next year.
Yeah, by next summer.
So then that leaning against the roadway and also against the park.
And if something catastrophic happened, if they couldn't pay, it would go to redevelopment to pick up the bill.
Yes, that's what Jefferson
Yeah.
had said.
Right.
So we hope for good things.
Well, I mean, that's why the street and the park are there as collateral too.
Nice. Thank you. Any questions?
So I'm sorry, I did not pull up the actual resolution. That was the lease agreement. So this is just approving that in preliminary form. And similar to what the redevelopment commission has approved. And the redevelopment commission has set a public hearing date on August 26th, at their next redevelopment commission meeting. So
And this may well be, and at the last time that we did a lease rental, we did have some changes in the lease from the preliminary to the final based upon all the details of a legal description of a roadway.
Wow.
And so it was an ongoing effort to get that done, but be able to do that, and that, you know, the final lease approval will take place in September.
the final lease, it's, I think,
It might be-
I put a timetable in there.
Yeah, I can pull one up too.
I've got it right here.
I've got Heather's.
The lease execution date is August 27th.
Lease execution,
Right,
but
that
as
would
far
be-
as the closing on the bond would happen
Closing is
October
October
23rd.
23rd.
Right.
And then, so we would have a meeting in August 26th to approve the final lease. And then September 23rd, we've got on the calendar for approving the trust indenture and authorizing sale of the lease bond. So there's several entities that still need to take a look at this and review it and approve it. So. And all this is in the packet. Were you guys able to access that information? So if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me or Chris Davis. I'll make sure that you guys have all the information that you need.
Jane, I do have a question. When you said the redevelopment commission will kind of pick up the tab if, in a
If
worst
they
case scenario.
fail
Yeah.
to,
Like, what's the overall vibe on redevelopment commission about it? Like, everybody good?
yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I figured with it coming
Yeah.
through, I just wanted to make sure that,
Mhm.
good, okay.
I can't imagine them creating this project without
Yes,
them
of course.
delving into all the costs.
And that, I mean, that would be a last resort. I mean, the way that it's worded in the lease, you'll see is revenue, general revenues of the city of
The city of Napanee.
So if the park can't pay for it, we would have other funds available, whether it be edit, whether it be cash reserves that we have in place, which we have healthy reserves. So we don't feel like there's going to be any need to go that route. But the people that are purchasing the bonds want to have that assurance.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, the redevelopment commission, Kyle was here from Baker Tilly, and he kind of reiterated the same thing. So,
And I trust you guys, and I think it's exciting. I can hear people now being like, but the fire station, and so,
right. And
It's
this
just, yeah, good
is
to know
not,
everything.
this is not raising any taxes.
right,
This is, we have an entity in the city that's generating revenue. That's our golf course.
Mhm.
And they are generating enough revenue to pay for this bond payment.
which is
And we
great.
feel like this is going to just increase that revenue even more. This is, I think, a fairly conservative approach to that. But if we can start raising more than that, it's going to just benefit the rest of the city departments and the parks department. We might be able to do some other capital improvements elsewhere.
That's awesome.
And I think it's appropriate to say too, that if something catastrophic, as you mentioned, Jane, would happen. I mean, one of the things that was, while the redevelopment commission is the lessee, funds really come from, are tending to come from, and I think how we've done the others is from city funds
Yeah.
that are paid for the benefit of the redevelopment commission too. And that's how
It doesn't
Right.
have to, it doesn't have to go from the city fund to redevelopment and then redevelopment paying the funds. It goes straight from the fire station. The redevelopment commission has 100,000 a year that they pay, and we pay the remainder of the fire station. So, yeah.
so.
And this is, I will say that, since this is revenue driven, we are not at risk of someone doing away with property taxes.
True.
And this is revenue generated, so
Mhm.
yeah, it might be, I'll call it brawn proof. So. And
And the
I
existing-
know I'm on air, I know I'm live stream, but
The existing clubhouse is going to be continue to be used for office space.
yes,
And
yes.
for the parks.
Yes, we will take a look. Once the fire station is done, we will look at possibly renovating the area that the fire station is in now for more offices. It's nice to have everybody in the same building. The planning department's currently in the license branch building, but we'll just have to kind of see but the intent is, yes, that will be used as the park office building,
Yeah.
which kind of makes sense. It's a nice setting and
Mhm.
it's accessible for people. So.
And the barn, will it be used for anything special?
It will continue to be used for storage, but it's on the decline. And we will keep it up as long as it's structurally sound.
Yeah,
But there might come a day when that
comes
that
down.
does come down. I know that if you've been out there, you know that we've Parks Department has purchased a a tent because we used to have, when outings were out there, they'd be up in the barn. And there are some trip hazards in there and some liability that, you know, once we get this new clubhouse, that will allow the outings to occur. But yeah.
Keep playing ball?
That's one of the beauties of McCormick is that compared to a lot of the courses around here, you aren't paying what you pay at those other places. So you have room to increase your fees and still be underneath the competition by a margin that gives you some latitude that if you were getting that point where you needed to generate additional revenue, you could do that some and still be fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay, anything else? Okay. Look for a motion.
I'd make a motion to move forward with resolution 2025-01 preliminary approval of lease with the redevelopment commission.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion made, approved.
Okay. And then the next thing is just to set our next meeting, which will be on August 26th, if that works with you guys' schedule. I don't think there's anything magic about that date, Brian. Well, I guess, let me look at that. Let me open up that schedule again. Timetable. Okay, so we have to,
There is some gap. that
we
you
have to wait to sign the lease till you guys approve it. So we tried to do it with redevelopment meeting at 7 a.m. in the morning, and then you guys meeting maybe sometime in the afternoon if it works for your schedule. But
That day works for me.
okay, it's 6 o'clock.
Tuesday.
work for-
Mhm.
Okay. So.
All right. I think this is all taken care of. Is there a motion?
I'd make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Did we get
Aye.
a motion on the date, time of date?
Oh,
Oh,
we need.
Probably should.
Oh, we should.
I
have-
think we got, everybody had agreed to it, but maybe if you could just,
motion.
maybe
You
you
need a
could just do a
motion.
motion in a second and a quick vote. That'd be good.
Okay.
I'd make a motion for our next meeting to be August 26th at 6 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Get this off of live stream. I'm gonna get my sign off.
So we have to sign before you.
And Brian,
Yeah,
we
we
got
got-
some signatures.
Yeah, I think so. You
That
got
has
the,
the original.
got the resolution here. There we go. And then, yeah, you could just sign that. Sure, absolutely.